U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close, I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done. I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
We're now about to go live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now live.
89.5 WSKB.
live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB Westfield is brought to you by the Westfield Gas and Electric. Westfield Gas and Electric is service, using their power for the good of Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning. I've just drifted right in here like new fallen snow.
Well, you know,
Yes.
it's a good thing
Wow,
you brought
it's
coffee,
Tuesday.
or I would have let my theme run, and we would have let everyone think
What
it
was that?
Friday
Somebody
morning.
chasing a wabbit?
A wabbit,
Pretty much,
yes.
a fox.
A
Oh,
wascally
it's
wabbit.
a fox.
That was called A Hunt in the Black Forest by Volker. And that's my theme on Friday morning.
Oh,
And-
for JP's
Bob, you
music.
grew up in this area. You don't recognize that theme?
No.
That's what Bob Steele opened his show with for umpteen years on
Really?
WTIC 1080 AM in Hartford.
Yeah.
Wow. So I thought it was birds. Like I copied his birds.
Well, there were birds in there.
There were
Yes.
birds in there.
And there were horses, and there were dogs, and
Well, let's start this whole thing by introducing ourselves. My name is Bob Platts. This is the Wow It's Tuesday show. Westfield on Weekends is its presenter, and I am proud to be a part of that board as the president who, in his role here today, is my lusty, dusty, crusty sidekick. A little bit musty and always trusty.
all right, I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's Jay Pagluka, and across the board is February's. Next week is the last time I'll be able to say this.
Yes.
It's the kindest month of the year for this man.
The shortest also. Notice that?
He is the fan favorite of February.
Bob, I saw an
Fan favorite.
incredible movie yesterday.
You saw Black Panther.
No.
Oh. No, what? What
I
was it?
saw The Showman.
Oh, The Showman.
Oh, I want to see
It
that.
was awesome.
Really?
Yes.
Now,
Who's the guy that
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is P.T. Barnum. There's a
Yes.
sucker born every minute.
But he never used that quote.
You can
never use that quote.
You can fool all of the people some of the time, or you can fool some of the people all of the time. You can't fool all of the people all of the time.
So my review is you can only take musical theater on a stage so far, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, you could take it as far as you can, but right.
There's physical limits.
That's exactly right.
There's physical limits.
Yeah, right. It's exactly right.
Hugh Jackman took musical theater to a whole new level with this movie. Period. Full stop.
And those that have
incredible.
Those that have only seen him as who's the guy with the big
Wolverine
are just amazed that he's a song and dance man.
Well, he's an incredible song.
Yes,
and so is Zac Efron.
Oh, I know that. Well, just where they came from. Hugh Jackman came from the stage in London. He actually did Oklahoma there. And he was. You can actually, if you YouTube it, you can see Hugh Jackman as Curly in Oklahoma. Yeah, with this Oklahoman accent. And then he played Peter Allen on Broadway in. It was called not Copacabana. It was another the Boy from Oz. It was called. So he did all of Peter Allen's songs, and then he did a movie version of Les Miserables. Now, if you enjoyed that Fabulous Showman,
it was a great movie. I mean,
really, I
went with my mom,
really,
who's a music nut to begin with.
Yeah,
and we had a great time.
How do you like that?
I enjoy musical theater. I do.
No, I know you do. I know, but and movies, musicals, and movie musicals sometimes don't get it because you know
this one gets it. It intertwines the story very well with the music.
I got it.
The story leads the music, just like it does on theater.
Yeah.
The music leads the story, and the story leads the music.
It's interesting that you saw this movie, which is not based on the life of Phineas T. Barnum, but uses Phineas T. Barnum. I mean,
it's loosely based. Talking about this. I mean, it doesn't go into the nitty gritty. It kind of the big picture.
Yeah, that's right. Tom Thumb's in it, probably, right? Little Tom Thumb. And Jenny Lind, the Swedish Nightingale.
Yes.
And Joyce.
And how it wrecks his marriage.
Okay.
And then how he makes the big save. It's a love story. It's a love story, and it's a love story.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well,
you need to see it.
Okay. So you need to go on Westfield. www. The surfing net. What is that? YouTube. Okay.
Yes.
Go on YouTube and put in the show Barnum, or go on Netflix and put in Barnum, Barnum. It's a taped musical version of Michael Crawford, who was Phantom of the Opera, playing P.T. Barnum in the Broadway musical Barnum that movie is not based on. It was written by Cy Coleman. Yeah,
it seems like a whole new thing.
You know how hard that was to follow?
The way people were talking about it after the movie, it was... I could tell people that there were a lot of theater goers there.
Yeah.
Not movie theater goers, theater goers.
Theater goers.
And they were thoroughly impressed. I mean, there were some people there that were like, wow, this just blew me away.
I can't believe it. The same people who wrote La La Land wrote the music for that.
They did a great job.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see it. But that's your homework, is to go to see Barnum, watch the Barnum stage show. It's on Netflix, and or maybe it's Amazon, but I think it's Netflix. At any rate. It's a show that's not based on the Broadway musical of the same
since the owner of Blue Umbrella Books will be here a little later this morning. I'll say I'll wait for the book to come out.
I'm sure there's been many books of P.T. Barnum.
He's a fascinating character, and probably half of what you hear about P.T. Barnum is not necessarily Falderal.
Hyperbole.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Barbara Streisand.
Exaggerated. Yeah. Is she Falderell? I don't know. Hey,
she's Barbarella.
You know that P.T. Barnum's, where did this all took place in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Right. He got his start in Connecticut, yes.
And there's a P.T. Barnum Museum, I think, in Bridgeport.
Yes.
I've never been there. I really ought to see this.
That'd be cool.
Well, you want to see a small version of it is go to the Big E, the
Circus Museum.
The Circus Museum at the Big E, because
right where the parade starts. That building where the parade starts.
Yeah, the former president of the Big E was a huge circus fan, and still is. Is it his son that runs it now?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
McCrary, Wayne McCrary. He was a long-time president of the.
Yeah, he retired about 3 or 4 years ago.
And now that he's retired, of course, for the Big E, that circus that they brought in, he went out and handpicked the circus actors for that every year. He put that together, and it was fascinating. But he was just that much of a nut about circuses, and that's how the Big E Circus came about. Well, now he's a consultant. People from all over the country call him. I'm working on a circus, or I have a circus, and I need you to come and help me make it better. So that's what he does. Now, a lot of circuses like Barnum and Bailey, they don't have the animal stuff anymore, so it's tough. You've got to find other ways to bring people to the circus.
It's interesting that
P.T. Barnum started more like Ripley than the circus idea.
Oh yeah. The and the circus idea is something that until they added clowns, and they always had clowns, I assume. Until they added clowns for me, I'm so afraid of clowns that I refused. I refused to go to the circus when I was a kid. When I was adult,
really?
Oh yeah, I love the Big Apple Circus in New York is lovely. In Europe, there are circuses in little towns, and you can go to them, and they're small circuses, family circuses, etc., etc. I came up with this idea when I was trying to search for a career. I thought I would open a department store, and I would call it Circus. And each one of the departments would have a circus. We would hire circus performers that would be entertaining, because when people
wait for it,
I know that. Yeah. Here, give me that. Wait for it. Give it to me. Go ahead. I know. Because when people are shopping, they don't want to take the time to watch a man pull a rabbit out of a hat. Or
Bob, they do that now. It's called Walmart.
Oh, is it? Oh, Walmart. or that's true. But that man isn't pulling a rabbit out of his hat. He's pulling something else, and I'm really afraid.
He's
putting something in it. It's back in the. It's
you're
the other way.
Afraid of clowns.
I am totally afraid of clowns. I mean, look.
Yet you surround yourself
with clowns.
Some people might even say that I was.
We just don't have the makeup. That's
that's the only, and the big shoes.
There is something when you're a little kid about the big face with the red nose in front of your face.
Never bothered me.
It never bothered. Oh my God! And those big red lips and cheeks, and oh my God! Oh no! And then they've got a strange name, or they've got this orange-colored hair.
Yeah, Zippy the Clown.
I have never found Ronald McDonald attractive. I have never found
Bob like the Hamburglar.
Well, I better with the Hamburger.
You're going in a whole different direction. No one ever said a clown was attractive, but they're definitely funny. So, did you know that in the hill towns, it happens to be just to the west of us, the hill towns over there, a little bit higher than we are, no pun intended. There is a one-man operation that is one of the few companies in the country that makes clown shoes.
No.
Yeah. Yeah,
no.
When I was on the what did we call it? The Route 20. It's some little business association. Jacob's Ladder Business Association was out in the hill towns when I was at the ski club.
Right.
And we were a member of that. Right. So I would go to meetings, and I met this guy who at the time was the president of Jacob's Ladder. And he says, "Oh yeah, I make clown shoes."
So hey, Jay, I think we should buy Bob a pair so he can walk a mile in their shoes.
Look, I already have one.
Walk a mile in their shoes.
You know, at Christmas time, I went to this exchange. What do you call it? Yankee swap.
Yeah, and you got clown shoes.
James came home with these huge mother of hair, a hairy shoe. Hairy. It looks sort of like Bigfoot. And it's got claws and everything.
Oh, I like it.
It's his most comfortable pair of slippers. And so he wears them all the time. And so
does your dog get intimidated?
Dog, I got a big dog, so but my dog is as hairy
Bob
as James.
Gets intimidated.
I get intimidated. Once he puts on a red nose and all of that sort of stuff, I'm out of that.
Bob does not participate in Red Nose Day.
Oh my God, help me! No. Hey, what's the weather going to be like today, guys? On February,
it's going to be in the 60s today.
And
we're going to challenge a record.
Well, it might hit 70s tomorrow.
We're going to challenge a record of 62 today.
My God.
It's in the 40s now. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Except for being misty.
Yeah.
Remember when we were complaining that it was so cold?
Yeah.
Well,
2 days ago.
Remember last year when about this time we were doing Wow, It's a Blizzard?
Yeah. Nature has a way of balancing everything out.
We hit the cold streak early this year, so we might get an early spring.
So we might have
that stinking rodent's always wrong, anyways.
Yeah, no, that's. I think that we probably had got one more snowstorm or something, but I think this. I always worry, you know me, that this is a sign of Armageddon. I know.
He sounds like Droopy the dog.
But I gotta tell you.
Debbie Downer.
Yeah. I gotta tell you that I'm the one sunny day this week. It was like pour in that sun to me. Pour in, get me that sun.
Sunday
because
was like that. Right after the snow, the sun came out. The back of my house faces south. I just went out and sat on the deck. It was nice.
God. That's when I started smoking.
You were smoking?
I smoked a ham.
Smoke.
Yeah, I don't smoke. Come on.
Right.
The only smoke associated with me is something coming out of a box.
Oh, okay. Smoking. You were
that
smoking.
could still get you in trouble.
I know. That's why I left it that way.
You're one of these people, Peter. I got an emulsifier for Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
An emulsifier. You know what an emulsifier is?
Mixes oil and water, actually. Just about anything.
It's still going down a path I'm not sure I want to go.
It's sort of that's
an immersion blender.
Immersion blender.
Yes.
You know what an immersion blender is?
I want one of those, actually.
Yeah, it's sort of like an immersion. It's sort of like a tool that a carpenter would have, right?
You basically take a blender and put it inside the pot instead of dumping something into a blender.
It's this long.
It's like an impeller.
Like a hammer.
An impeller on a boat.
Yeah, and you put that into your big soup pan, and it emulsifies the soup. Now, emulsification.
You know what we do to my soup? We put it all over the kitchen.
No, actually, it's got a hood on it, so it doesn't do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I got it.
So I'd like to have one of those. I'd like to have one of those to make like a nice smooth marinara sauce. Or something.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mentioned it, and James on Valentine's Day brought me it. That was lovely of him, and it's been sitting there since Valentine's Day. This is what happens. You buy the Vitameat of Vegemite thing.
Yes.
Yeah. For most people.
Yes, Lucy.
Like the smoker. Okay.
Well,
a smoking machine.
His thing,
I know. I can't believe it. That's the good news. Is that, Peter, you use what you buy. We sort of look at what we buy and hope to use it. You know.
Tell James I'll make him an offer on it.
No.
Use it.
See, I can tell there's a couple of cooks here. No regifting.
I'll give you.
There's a couple of cooks here, and they're fascinated by these gifts that they're being given that they're going to put on the counter, and so they look pretty.
No, actually,
this doesn't look pretty. It looks like I'm going to perform kind of like a
surgery
or a colonoscopy. And no one wants that. Honest to God, it does. It sort of looks like
Bob,
that.
what I'll do is I'll give you some of my homemade spaghetti sauce, and then you can emulsify it and make it into marinara.
I will. I love that.
I got a big. I'll drop some by your house.
That would be lovely.
Yes,
that would be lovely.
I just made a huge pot, so it froze a whole bunch.
I am without a cell phone. I've lost my cell phone.
Again?
Yeah, I know where it is because I was in a meeting with you at the Winrova office.
That's right, and I put it in the window and sold it.
All right. I'm glad because I have been without this cell phone. So everybody who's been trying to call me, if anyone's been trying to call me, that's why you haven't heard from me. And I've been in vacation heaven without a cell phone. I love this, but So,
so you don't want to go.
The investigation is on.
Where is Bob's cell phone? It better be at the office. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go to the Verizon store, where they will sell me whatever I want.
No, they won't.
No, they'll sell me whatever they want.
Yeah, they'll take all your money.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is not to say anything bad about Verizon, although, never mind.
The investigation for
No,
Bob's
I always
phone
thought
continues.
that store it's a franchise. It's not the real store. It's not
Yeah, they're all
Verizon.
franchising.
Oh, the new one downtown.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little family-owned store called Family Wireless,
which was also a franchisee.
That was but he was locally owned, and I knew him because he had one in Chicopee and one up near Amherst. But he got pushed out by the corporate. The big one.
The one that took over the whole Blockbuster.
Which looks as if Verizon is sponsoring this store. Verizon
But you know where you
isn't
can also go?
sponsoring this store.
Verizon is in Walmart. The Walmart store.
The real Verizon?
Yeah, the Walmart
real,
the Walmart
honest to
store
God.
is another Verizon franchisee.
Oh, but see, it's a franchise. I want to go. I want
There
to
is no
talk
such
to.
thing.
They're all big bad.
There's no
wireless
such thing as a Verizon store.
So it's not like Comcast where you can go in and Comcast is dealing with you.
Right.
Oh, well, anyway.
And you're probably better off going to the one at Walmart. The phones are cheaper.
Maybe. That's true. They sold me one of those things that's supposed to be allowing me to go on the internet or into cyberspace wherever I go. I never used it. It's sitting in the drawer. I don't know even how to start.
A Wi-Fi pack?
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to use that.
They sold me a tablet, a Verizon tablet.
Yes.
Oh, they gave me a Verizon tablet, but I didn't realize that I had to pay for 2 years of service. And then I try to get it out of it, and I can't get out of it until this month. So finally, I'm going to go back to my Amazon Kindle, even though I wish there was somebody like that man who's making those clown shoes, who makes tablets in the area. I'd go to him. There's somebody who made tablets. But
what do you want a tablet for? To read a book?
I'm worried now about hacking because I'm a worry ward. I'm worried about hacking, and all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night.
Does Bob have a firewall at home?
Yeah. But a fire alarm?
Firewall.
A firewall.
I don't think he has a fire detector.
Oh no, I have fire detectors, and they're on the walls. I'm looking at
Bob,
them,
we'll talk about
in use.
we'll talk about cybersecurity in the break.
All right, we're going to play. Maybe tomorrow I will get all of this. So here is Postmodern Jukebox's version of that Broadway show tune, which I can't stand. However, when they do it in a Motown sound, I love it. This is from Annie. It's tomorrow. Postmodern Jukebox, and I think it's Shoshana Bean.
Sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Oh, just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I stick out my chin and grin, and I say, oh, the sun
Books are not life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. It's hard not life for us. It's hard not life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. Tomorrow. Oh, I love you
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore at Westfield State University, right here in the Ely Campus Center. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or friend of the university, it's the place to shop. Everything from Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise to all of your academic needs. Offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Visit the bookstore on campus or online at www.westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Wally Computer Associates, one of the largest technology providers in North America. Headquartered in Southwick, Wally provides all of the products and services that you'd expect from a world-class technology partner to schools, colleges, businesses, as well as state and local governments and agencies. Wally Computer Associates, meeting all of your technology needs. On the web at WCA.com. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning. It's February, is it 21st?
20th.
20th.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's tomorrow. Tomorrow.
February 21st.
Sorry.
Is that the vernal equinox or something?
No,
I'm in June. Well, there's something.
Later.
There's something that's in between the equinox. Is it in March?
It's
got to be 3 months before June. June
the halfway
to
point, the first day of spring.
April to May, May to March. You're right.
Yeah.
March 21st.
It's somewhere around there, and somebody will somewhere tell you exactly what time it is that the sun is coming back in our direction and crosses the equator. That's that time.
I got it. There's a trip to London, to Stonehenge, around the time. Actually, it's around the vernal equinox.
You and a couple thousand of your closest friends.
Yeah, and I thought, do I really want to watch the sun come in? And
you want to go look at a big thing of rocks that?
Well, I love looking at rocks.
There's a couple of Stonehenge type features in the U.S.
Scare me, Bob.
Yeah. Huh?
Bob, there's a couple of Stonehenge type features in the U.S. that you could go to. That'd be a lot cheaper.
Well, true.
Stonehenge type features.
Yes.
Oh, they're all those Indians put rocks in circles and stuff.
Well, they're the same type of thing.
Yeah,
that's because
they're
all
great.
around the world the sun does the same thing, and it always has.
Bob wants his Indiana Jones moment.
Yes. Hey, it's Tuesday. It's Bob Plass with my trusty sidekick Jay Pagluca and that kitten of the keys, Meow Peter Coles.
What?
I don't know. That was a cat trying to die. It's just terrible.
He was going to call me Jerry something.
I don't know where I was going.
I think somebody squeezed the cat. So
my
talk about
my favorite friend told me that I used too much on the radio and too much on the radio.
Well,
so I am
times.
trying. I know. I am so trying not to use it. But as somebody whose mind goes all over the place, I'm having trouble. At any rate,
that's actually a common problem. It's not uncommon for folks on the radio to do an and a
it's not a big deal.
Every other word.
Bob, don't worry about it. You obsess about little things. Don't
I'm
worry.
sure there's something.
What was I obsessing about that you wanted to ask me? You were going to ask me.
Darned if I forgot. Stonehenge.
Oh, yeah.
There actually is one. There's a little mini Stonehenge, as I ridicule it, up on Route 112 where it intersects with Route 9. What's that, Goshen up there?
Yeah.
Just north of that. There's a guy out there that bought a piece of property. And when they built Route 12 through there were these big chunks of rock that were blasted out of the ledge.
Right.
He scrounged some of the rock and stuck them in a backyard in a circle, so it looks like a little mini Stonehenge.
Oh, beautiful!
It's kind of cool. You can't see it from the road, but
a better place during the vernal equinox if you want to go.
Yeah, where am I going?
Go to the Peace Pagoda up in the hilltop.
Oh, I've been to the Peace Pagoda.
I have when I was a kid.
I have been to the Peace Pagoda. Do you know about this place? Tell us where it is.
Like Everett or something?
Yeah, Leverett. Could it be Leverett or
something
Everett?
like that? It's a huge building that's sealed. Nobody's ever been inside the building.
No one, even the monks.
No, it's sealed. As I recall, and it's been a long time. It's close to I was a kid.
I walked around it. It's a pagoda.
It's a sealed building.
It must be close to the shore then.
No, because there were seals in it.
Yeah, well, look, at least he gets it. my wife would have gone. My wife would have groaned all morning over that.
Yeah. Well, look, this place has. It has prayer, lines of prayer. What do they call that? Oh, there it is. So it's the New England Peace Pagoda in Leverett, okay? And there are pictures you can go online to see it. But there is also a very nice area where you put prayer. They have all these prayer flags. Am I right, Peter? What are those? Yeah, prayer flags, and it's really peaceful. There are monks who live there, if I'm not mistaken. And they go on a peace walk every year or whatever, but it's certainly worth a trip up. You don't go in anywhere. There's no museum or stuff. You walk around.
No, but the building's not accessible. It's sealed.
No, but you walk around the building when in the springtime, and I don't know what's in the winter, but there are probably flags there, but they're all over the place. It's really a lovely, peaceful place, and it's worth seeing. That's the New England Peace Pagoda. What does it say underneath it there, the paragraph there, Peter?
Located in Leverett, it was the first Nipponzan Mahoya Peace Pagoda to be built in the United States and was completed in 1985. I remember going there in high school.
Yeah. Oh, you went there with a monk, or the monks?
I went there as part of my world religion studies.
Wow! And somebody came and talked to you about it.
Yes. Yep.
And
that's when they told me there's the building itself is there's no way to there's no entry to it.
No,
there just isn't an entry to it.
I got it. It's just a lovely building that you walk around.
Yes.
There's a what do they call there's a maze there, I think, that you can walk the maze, and it's
There's a
really
website for it.
Yeah. And there is a website for it.
NewEnglandPeacePagoda.org.
NewEnglandPeacePagoda.org. Okay, that and it is it Buddhist?
Yes,
it's Zen Buddhism.
Yes,
right up my alley. Oh God, I've got to get back.
And there
up
is look like there's some kind of a center there where they.
Well, there is, and I think
the Peace Pagoda is a Buddhist stupa, a monument to inspire peace, designated to provide focus for people of all races and creeds, and to help unite and search for world peace. Most, not all, peace pagodas built since World War II have been under the guidance of,
somebody Maharishi,
a Buddhist monk from Japan and founder of the order.
Yeah, interesting. Wow. Well, I meditate every day. It's been helping my aging process, and I really need a place sometimes to do it. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at there.
built a temple
there's
now.
a picture in the wintertime there, so you can visit it in the winter.
Oh, yeah, you can visit it year-round.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's worth seeing, everybody. And go up there, say some prayers in whatever religion you want, or meditate, and you'll enjoy it, I promise you. Yeah. Speaking of meditating, I held a baby over the weekend for an hour and a half. Must have been 2 hours. I actually held a baby. And my friends came to visit, and I held the little baby. Her name was Anna, and she's like 4 months old or something. There is nothing better than holding a baby. Do they have, in New York City, they used to have a club where people would hold babies who were crack-addicted babies who needed to be held because their moms weren't there. They needed to be held at hospitals. And you're looking at me strangely, but it's wouldn't you like a place to go where you were held?
Well, see,
once a week or twice a week?
When my kids were born, I thought it was cool to hold the baby, but every time I held the baby would cry. So that kind of, it gave me...
See, you have to have that special... You place yourself in this peaceful thing.
Of course, I'm just kidding. But
no, of course, you look like Santa Claus. So immediately they're going to get frightened.
No, they look up at me and go, "Where's my toy?"
Yeah, they look up at you and say, "It's that clown from the circus. Get me out of here!"
And he's got big feet.
Yeah, big feet. Hey, 6:37 in the morning, everyone. I'm going to play This is great. You know Diana Krall?
I do.
Krall.
Jazz musician.
Yeah, she's married to whom? Do you know?
I don't know.
Elvis Costello, of all people.
Nice.
Yeah. And she's a great album of jazz standards. She's got lots of great albums. But I love this performance. She's a lovely woman, and she plays a great piano, and she's got a great soothing voice. We need this right at this time in the world. Oh, God help me. Pick yourself up. This is a Jerome Kern song sung by Diana Krall.
Nothing's impossible, I have found. For when my chin is on the ground, I pick myself up, dust myself off, start all over again. Don't lose your confidence if you slip. Be grateful for a pleasant trip, and pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. Work like a soul inspired till the battle of the day is won. You may be sick and tired, but you'll be a man, my son. Don't you remember the famous men who had to fall to rise again? They picked themselves up, dust themselves off, and started all over again. So inspired till the battle of the day is won. You may be sick and tired, but you'll be a man, my son. Don't you remember the famous men who had to fall to rise again? They picked themselves up, dust themselves off, and start all over again. Start all over again.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey everybody, it's Bob Plass. Wow, it's Tuesday and it is February 20th. I keep thinking it's the 21st, but it's the 20th. And we have Jessica Martin has just come into the building. She'll be in a few minutes. She's always fun. We talk books, and she's been on a vacation and maybe got another tattoo. Who knows?
Where did she go?
Yeah. Let's find out. We'll find out when she's on. But I had a great weekend. So holding this baby really made me feel as if there is hope for the world when you see these innocent eyes looking up at you, and oh my God, I love children. Do you? Is that what I miss? Not having children. I miss not having
kids. Kids are extremely cool.
I like them to visit, not to stay for a long time.
No,
I had a 2-year-old over
when
the house.
When I see kids in a young family and kids, I will often look and say, yeah, I miss when my kids were little.
To watch those changes and like from moment to moment, or they discover this big glob of a man who they're sitting with by looking at them and studying it's just so
my favorite thing
full
was,
attention. You know,
my favorite thing was that everything was new. Everything was new, and I loved. My son especially was curious as heck about everything. It was always, what's that over there? What's this over here? So my daughter too. I guess they both were. It's
Our host Joe Langoni is about to deliver another baby into the Langoni family.
Oh, so it's from Southwick.
No, Joe Langoni, the principal of Westfield Technical Academy.
I got them all confused. Who's the Southwick man? Joe Didi. Yeah.
Langoni is Principal Langoni is about to have another addition to his family.
Oh, my God. How many does that make? 14?
I think it's 4. 4 or 5.
All right, 4 or 5.
There's a 4 in it.
But there's a gap of about 8 years.
Oh, God help us.
So he's like, I forgot about all of that stuff. He goes, I'm scared to death because it's been so long since we've had a baby. I don't remember exactly what to do.
Oh, you put them in put a baby in anyone's arms. I swear, if the Congress and the president and everybody had children in their arms, babies in their arms when they were legislating, that might help. And that might help civility as well.
No, you know what it would do?
We'd all talk like this.
You know what it would do? It would mess up the kid.
Oh, mess the kid up.
I had a 2-year-old this weekend over the house.
You did?
He's pretty cool.
Yeah. 2-year-olds are.
He's like
there was a 2-year-old in the room when I was holding the baby. Yeah. Hey, Jessica, I was holding a baby for 2 hours this weekend, and I'm like
and
the
he's here to tell the tale.
I really
he survived.
Yeah. Do babies like you?
They love me. This kid loved me. I don't know. When you find, that's like with anyone. When somebody gives you their full attention, smiles at you, and is not judging you in any way.
I agree. I recently fed a baby, and when you hold a baby and they're just looking up at you, and you're just like captive audience, and you have their food, and they're just gazing at you like you're the greatest thing in the world.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute, Frankie does the same thing.
Yeah,
Frankie does this.
All you need is food.
Yeah.
Food. That's all. That's it. But that innocence. There's something about innocence that I just crave. I don't know about you guys, but
Bob's waxing poetic again.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm at any rate, if anyone wants me to bring their kid over to have me hold.
Oh, Bob, you're offering to babysit. I like this.
No. I'm not offering
babysitting
I want to
service.
hold babies. That's all I want.
He needs a Corey check first.
Yeah.
Call 555. Yeah, never mind.
If somebody out there might know, maybe Tina Gorman knows who I could call, because I know there was a service in New York where seniors were going into hospitals to hold crack-addicted babies or babies that needed to be held.
That's a very real service. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm beginning to think that might be something for me to do that I could really enjoy.
See?
All right. Okay.
Corey check.
Yeah. Really. All right. So Jessica is in the house, and we're really
Good
happy.
morning.
Hey, you've been away. Where you?
I was in Barbados. Yes, I just got back.
Barbados.
Yes.
She goes every year.
That's
she
true.
takes a trip down rum running into Barbados. right.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't save any to bring home this time, but
why did you go to Barbados, and why do you go there every year?
It's a beautiful island. It's a very safe island, and it's relatively inexpensive as far as vacationing goes. We rent a beach house in a neighborhood, so instead of doing like a big fancy resort thing. And it's beautiful. And February, let's face it, is the time to leave New England. You're so tired from the cold and the dark and the gray.
Yeah.
It's a great time to go to the Caribbean and get some sunshine and some blue water. And then when I come back, I feel like, okay, I can make it to spring. I can make it. Now I can make it.
Yeah, now you can make it.
I'm in a much better mood. And
so you rent the same house down
Yes,
there?
we've been to 2 different houses, but we've gone 4 times so far. So we were at the same house this year that we've already been to. And we go with friends. It's a big house. There's a lot of us, and we have a really nice time.
And where do you find a house on the beach?
You can use all those sites now. Airbnb and vacationrentalbyowner.com is good. And then you can even do something as crazy as call a travel agent or a realtor and get hooked up. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
People still do that.
Is this prime time down there? I mean, is it really as you described it, people from the north escaping to an island?
I would say at the airport, yes. But once you're on the island, the airport's small, and it feels like, how could they have done this better logistically? Does every flight have to arrive at the exact same time? So we all have to clear customs and immigrations. And so getting in and out is frustrating because everything is packed and there are very long lines. And they're on island time, so they are not in a hurry to get you in or through or,
Island
so you have to be prepared for that. But once you're on the island, I've never felt like it was too congested or crazy. It really is just the waiting because especially as New Englanders, we move at a faster pace, I think, than anyone else, even in America.
Oh yeah.
So...
it's an English island. No, who owns it? English?
I believe
England?
so, yeah. English.
Yeah,
English
yeah.
is the language, and their money is tacked to the U.S. dollar, so...
So you can spend, you don't even have to change your money.
You can do
It's
US.
not a U.S. territory.
Nope.
It's English.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe English, yeah. English. It's English language.
Yeah.
And,
Barbados.
Look at your passport. It's stamped
right, where
there.
the
Yes.
stamp
Okay.
is.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we have been. Your musician husband came down with you. Did he bring his instrument?
He did not bring his instrument this time, sadly, because he kept saying, I should have brought my guitar.
Yeah. But he sits around and listens to music. What is it?
A lot of music was listened to, yes. So he burns very easily, and Barbados is very close to the equator. He's Irish. So instead of turning red, he turns purple when the sun touches him. So
there's no in between. He goes out in the sun and poof, burns.
He usually stays in the house, or at least on the deck under the awning
veranda,
until after 4 p.m. when it's safer sun time. So yeah, we do a lot of listening to music and hanging around. And he has a new record that's coming out in March. So we had kind of a record preview. We played it for our friends, which was nice while we were on vacation.
You got to bring a copy in here, so I'll play it on a Friday morning.
He should come in here on a Friday morning.
We got to schedule. We got to schedule to have Sean come in.
By the way, Barbados is...
What's the name of the group?
This group that has the record coming out is called Twitching Tongues. So it's a heavy metal record, but the singer is just, he's got a beautiful voice. So he's really singing, but the music is very heavy. So it's a nice combination. I like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, since you've been gone, I've been studying Bob Dylan.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember how I was on that Grateful Dead
Yes.
thing?
Is there a new Bob Dylan series or docu-series? There
are a lot of them.
There's a lot of books.
Yeah. You still have one down there. It's about 7,000 pages long. He had a long life. Oh, he still has. He's not even dead.
He did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's exactly it. Yeah. Okay. But at any rate, I'm going to play you a song from his 80s album that didn't sell very well. It was called Empire Burlesque because he went from this, and he had this religious phase, and Infidels was his big Christian album, let's say. He converted, as we've been talking about on the program, and this is his attempt, and he really, I don't know whether he likes this or not, and it sold less than any other album, Empire Burlesque. But what he would go into a studio, he asked Mark Knopfler to join him and some other great musicians, and they played songs, and then the producers got a hold of it and added all this disco track or whatever to it. So it was Dylan, and Dylan seems to agree with everyone in a sense, believe it or not. He's a seemingly nice man, but he then produces this album that nobody buys. The one song on it that he really does well on, and I'm going to play it for you now, is called When the Night Comes Falling from the Sky. He had a version of this with Tom Petty later on, which is better than this disco version. But let's listen to Bob Dylan disco. When the Night Comes Falling.
The thing is, we've got to learn this thing on the way. That's the only trouble.
What, something new? Are you kidding me?
No, serious. No, today's not big on minor. All the time.
I think. But
all right.
The second.
You want to go back to the first?
No, the way it changes, right?
Try the first verse again. Ready? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Underwriting for community broadcasting on WSKB is provided by the Press Room, a community coffee and snack cafe right in the heart of Westfield's Gaslight District. The news of the day always includes a steaming cup of coffee or tea, donuts, bagels, pastry, and other delectable treats at the Press Room. Open weekdays 7 to 5, Saturdays and Sundays 7 to noon. The Press Room, 62 School Street, Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com. With the Xfinity Double Play and Xfinity Triple Play, you can choose to bundle Comcast services for a great value. Experience Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Explore all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area on the web at Xfinity.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning, February 20th, 2018 and counting.
Bye, Jay.
Look, you'll notice my notes say 2017.
Oh, time out.
God. Peter would change that on our the schedule here.
He's just trying to turn back time.
Yeah,
if you could turn back time.
So Peter informed me that wasn't disco Bob Dylan. That was more
like 80s pop.
80s pop Bob Dylan. You didn't recognize it.
Still, that is not a standard you expect from Bob Dylan. That was surprising.
No. That was his one and only attempt.
I didn't hear one rhyme in there that sounded like you couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan singing an 80s pop tune? Surprising.
Yeah, here's a great story from that I learned.
What's not so surprising is...
what was it? We are the world. We are the people. Okay. So he agrees. He's a nice guy. He agrees to do that with all these big people. Okay. And it was like overproduced. Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson are working on the whole thing. And they give each one of the stars a little segment, as you remember in that tape or whatever, to do.
A solo.
Now, Bob does his solo, and the producers say he doesn't sound enough like Bob Dylan. No, this is true.
Do it again.
After they subjected him to the 80s
He tries it again, and he tries it again, and then, no, he's still not getting it. Stevie Wonder goes to the piano and does this impression of Bob Dylan to Bob Dylan, saying that this is the way you should sing this song as yourself, and Stevie does this as Bob Dylan, and Bob then says, okay, I can do this. And, yeah. So nasal kind of thing. And then he goes and he does it. But Stevie Wonder
had to
teaching Bob Dylan.
Like Bob Dylan. Yeah.
See, now that song, every time I hear that song, I go back to when that was on the radio, and there was a station in Springfield, I don't remember which one it was, but they had a parody that was, "We are the worms out on the sidewalk. We make a really squishy sound, so watch where you walk." Wow. That's all I can hear in my head now.
We're going to have to find that version and play it.
This English documentary.
Chris Tracy. Tracy, is it on your website?
Yeah. If you want to learn all about this, there's a great, a couple of documentaries. This is documentary number 2 on Bob Dylan. It's a series from England that I found on Netflix. And they don't say very kind words about We Are the World. They think that it was not as wonderful a thing as everybody says it. But then I saw these pictures. They show the tape of their... and there's everybody in the world
Want to see me getting Bob riled up?
Yeah.
It was a feel-good liberal thing.
That was a feel-good liberal thing.
All right.
I'm going with Jay. I'm going with Jay.
I'm just teasing you, Bob.
Speaking about feel-good liberal things, everybody, it's Bob Plass and Jay Pagluka's leaving. Bye, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
We got Peter Cole's Kitten of the Keys on the board, and Jessica. Jessica, let's play Jessica's music, and then we'll go into the world of books and some other things.
I thought we were going to do the top of the hour break with Despacito.
Oh, you want to hear Despacito?
Oh.
You know Despacito?
I do. I'm familiar with Despacito.
Did they play that down in Barbados when you...
Funny that they did play that down in Barbados.
Yeah. Well, this is not Justin Bieber singing this.
Who is it?
It's postmodern jukebox singing.
You love the postmodern jukebox.
Yeah,
I do too, actually.
Yeah, they do have some cool versions. I like.
Yeah, Mandy Gonzalez and Tony Dessert sing this Despacito, the Broadway-style cover.
Oh.
Get this, of Despacito. I love this song. Listen to this.
Come on over in my direction. So thankful for that, it's such a blessing, yeah. Turn every situation into heaven, yeah.
You are my sunrise on the darkest day. Got me feeling some kind of way. Make me wanna savor every moment slowly.
You fit my tailor made love how you put it on. You got the only key, know how to turn it on. The way you nibble on my earlobe, the words I wanna hear. Baby, take it slow so we could last long.
Tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy sacando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso. Oh yeah.
Ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te puedes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte besos despacito. Firmo las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo el manuscrito. Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro hasta provocar tus gritos y cuál es tu apellido. Suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito.
Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, veo que eres melicia con delicadeza.
Pasito, pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito.
Y es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas, pero para matarlo aquí tengo la pieza. Oye.
This is how we do it down in Puerto Rico.
I just wanna hear you screaming, ay bendito. I can move forever cuando esté contigo.
Despacito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Pasito, pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito hasta provocar tus gritos y cuál es tu apellido.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB Westfield is brought to you by the Westfield Gas and Electric. Westfield Gas and Electric is service using their power for the good of Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning. You don't have to put those on. Ruin your beautiful hair.
My hair looks
if she wants to hear her
to
theme,
put the cans on.
Ready for her theme?
Oh, we'd love to hear the theme. Yes, yeah. All right. This is wonderful Marion McPartland.
It is a beautiful song.
Yeah, Rogers and Hart. If I could write a book. No, they asked me, I could write a book about the way you walk, whisper, and look.
I was telling Bob I was really impressed. I saw The Showman with Hugh Jackman.
I was listening on my way in.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out too based on that recommendation.
Yeah. Well, we got to get out there and see Black Panther. That is the theme for the bookstore Diva. And she is Jessica Martin, who is the owner and the proprietor. Is it proprietress? You don't have to say that anymore. Are you a
question? I would like to be a proprietress.
Bob, if you don't say actress anymore, you don't have to say proprietress.
Proprietor. I like it.
Proprietor.
Yeah.
Now, are you a realtress?
I am a realtor, but I did experiment with some different names when I was trying to buy my website domain for real estate. I was like, can I be the Real Estratrix? Is that a thing?
Oh my God, it sounds like you're going to whip us into a house.
I was trying to go with a theme where I was like, being sassy.
You don't want to scare your customers away.
You know what? On my business card, my tagline is, "I'll put you in your place."
Oh, I love that.
That's a good one.
What I was going with on that.
So we've got this realtor who also owns Blue Umbrella Books, which is right down in the center of Westfield. Right
Correct,
down on the green, and we're happy they're there. It's the place where community meets. I like to say the library and the coffee shops in our town, and the Blue Umbrella Bookstore are places that you can go in and have great conversations all the time.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. We got a strong front on the green now too with the coffee shop. And the library
my God! Yeah, we got
and
Circuit Coffee
Leo's
right there.
And all that,
that's and Leo's.
Now that we've lost
there.
the press room.
Yeah. Oh my God! The press room has
Chanterelle too.
Yeah, Chanterelle is gone.
Oh, really? She's closing up?
Yeah. Well, she'll be on our show next week. Actually,
She's
Chanterelle
still has her store. She just closed the little shop.
Yeah. She is there on Fridays if you need to pick up stuff from
Is this
her.
gearing up so she can open up a store at the farm?
Yes.
I bet you that is. Yeah.
Exactly.
See,
Right.
look, I pay attention
You
around
got
here.
this. Yep.
Black Squirrel Farm, and we're hoping it's going to be open this spring, perhaps. And
Awesome.
it's a brewery and whatever. But you know what? She still cooks my scones for me. I go in and she has the scones every Friday. I get my selection of scones for the week. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. I haven't lost my scone connection.
I'll say I'm a little bummed because on Thursday nights we have book discussions, and I would look forward to grabbing Chanterelle and eating either dinner or the barbecue before my book discussion. So I am going to miss that, but
yeah. Well, you can probably call her and she can.
I just have to go down to the Pierogi Cafe.
You'd have to pick it up on Friday.
I'm not afraid to go pick it up too, because those frozen meals are really great too. I would get that grab and go stuff and eat it during the week. So
well, I should just have to walk down to the Pierogi Cafe.
That's
Pierogi
also
Cafe,
a favorite.
Or across the street to the burritos if you want to go Mexican.
2 Rivers,
They're all good.
Yeah. Or you go further down the street.
You have a lot within walking
Italian.
distance.
Westfield is awesome.
Yes, there we go.
There's so much.
There we
and you
are.
know what I just tried to recently? We went to Tin Bridge Brewery.
Yeah.
They had a metal Monday theme night, and they were playing all heavy metal music. And my husband and I went and tried the beers, and just really had a great
The
time.
Nut Brown is very good.
And they had a food truck outside, and we were able to eat and play games, and it was a great time.
Was there a good crowd?
It was packed.
Yeah, we
It
went
was
on a
packed.
Saturday.
This is this subculture that I don't know anything about.
Bob, you need to like beer.
The brewery.
But where do you get the information
The
about
brewery
it?
subculture. Well, I found
Nobody's going to want the Bob Plass, the senior
Instagram.
man, to go into that.
No, they would love to have you.
Yeah,
It's really just about tasting the beer, but also being social, because in the tasting room. They have games. They have that really large size like Jenga, so you can play
with
the Jenga.
2x4s.
There's cards. There's checkers.
It's like a beer hall. It's more like a German beer hall.
It's cool. And
Wow.
then the food truck's parked out back, so when you get hungry, you go have a snack.
What are the ages of everybody there?
I would say that there were definitely young people starting at the legal drinking age of 21 years old up to
The illegal drinking age?
legal age. I think I said
legal.
the legal age of 21.
All right.
And then I felt like we were part of the older-ish crowd, being 40s, and then there were people that were obviously older than us there as well.
Bob,
so I thought it was a good mix.
I went in the afternoon, and there were people in their 70s and 80s there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's only open on weekends, Thursdays, Fridays. No,
5
maybe
days
it's
a week.
Yeah, you have to
to
look up the exact hours because they are like limited. It's not like a regular bar that's open till 1 in the morning.
It's like 4 to 9 or 4 to 10, something like
but
that.
definitely worth
Tin
popping in
Bridge
and trying some beer
Cafe.
and bring a friend and like play some checkers and drink your
Sure.
little flight of beers. I tried 5 different beers because they give you the little glasses. Like, it was great.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try. While you were away, Jessica, did you read a lot of books?
I read so many books while I was away. I have 3 that are going still that I have just a very few pages left to finish.
Yeah.
But I finished The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, which is an older New York Times bestseller
Sure.
that I've never read and I really had always wanted to.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we just had a really beat up copy at the bookshop, and it was like, I'm like, we can't sell this copy.
Yeah.
I could take it on vacation and I could leave it at the beach house and not feel bad. I don't have to carry it back if I finish.
Sure.
So I did finally read that. I really enjoyed it. So I do thumbs up, recommend that.
It's about mental illness or something, right? Lovely Bones, or
So
a murder.
It's
or
about a
something?
murder without any spoilers because it's the very first page. The narrator is a 14-year-old girl who has already been murdered, and she tells you, "I've been killed, and here's my story." So it's a dead girl narrating the thing, and you get to learn all about her family and what happened to her. And some of it's very heavy and sad, but it's also very page turning.
It's Alice Sebold.
Yes.
With a Sebold.
Correct. Yep.
Yes, Sebold.
No T. I don't
No
think.
T?
No, just a D.
Sebold.
Bold. Yep.
Sebold. Okay. Yeah. What else?
So The Killer Angels.
Oh my God, Jeff Shara.
Yeah, so how shocked are you that I'm reading a Civil War book?
A historical fiction book.
We're discussing it tomorrow.
Oh,
so that's our book discussion. And I'm almost done. I only have a few more pages. So I think I already know how it ends.
Which battle is Jeff Shara dealing with in this? Because he's got a whole good. This was his
there's
first.
like a 3 series. There's 3 of them. So this is Gettysburg. Yeah.
And going into Gettysburg, at Gettysburg.
Yes.
And then after Gettysburg, maybe.
Yes. So I haven't had the complete end yet, but I do think the book is going to end shortly after the end of the battle.
Maybe with Abraham Lincoln, given
Possibly.
407 years ago. So tell me about this historical fiction stuff. Did you learn anything?
Well,
because
yes.
I think that the historical fiction is the way to learn.
I'm a little bit torn because again, it is fiction, so I'm constantly questioning things as I'm reading. This dialogue is made up. Did General Lee really say that? Did this person really say? Are they really feeling?
Did they
that
cough
way?
during the middle of that sentence?
So it reads nicely, so it's not as dry as a history book or maybe a biography.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously the historical points, the timeline, and all of those things are accurate. So I did learn a lot because I do feel like there's so much to learn in American history that when you are in public school, they kind of gloss over a lot.
Right,
like the Civil War happened, there's these battles, on to the next thing.
Sure.
So it was nice. I learned some things. It's still definitely not my favorite genre, but that's why I like having the book clubs and discussions because it forces you to read outside of what you normally would.
I think there is a movie, The Killer Angels.
There is, which I do plan to watch, and we were even talking about maybe watching it in the shop. So
yeah, it's a long one, but I wondered because you won't believe it, but how long was Killer Angels?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
It's probably a 500 page book,
I think
maybe.
it's 500 or less. It's not super big, but it's probably close to 500.
Well, I finished A Column of Fire by Ken Follett. The third in the series.
Is that 1,000 pages?
It is 912 pages.
Close, yeah.
I finished it.
Holy moly.
Peter,
for you.
Honest to God.
Did you enjoy it?
I give it Ken Follett is incredible because he has stories that go on forever.
He's trying to rationalize it.
Right? Yeah, that's a no.
You'll follow all these.
For everyone listening, that's a no. Bob didn't like it.
No. His techniques are that you've got this group of characters, this group of characters, and that group of characters. And so this chapter is about this, and then all of a sudden you're left hanging, and then you got to go to this other set of characters, and then I'm waiting around for the character.
Bob, you
that
just read a season of a series is what you did.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like Game of Thrones. So I haven't read Ken Follett's stuff, but I have read that. So
very, very similar, and that keeps you reading, and it's always interesting. It is a great literature that you love the sentences and the way he writes sentences. I would say not. I would say that he's a utilitarian writer. Okay. He is a great storyteller, but the thing that was difficult for me that when he has a battle in it or a war, I get confused when he's describing the battle. Mm-hmm. And I wondered when you read Killer Angels, is that the case because you've got people running up this hill and down that hill?
That's an excellent, very excellent point, because I do have to go back and reread something sometimes and be like, wait, was that Union? Was that, which guy was that? And I would do the same thing and there's a lot of graphic description of the battle too, but you are right. It's like, I see, you're under siege, there's fire, I'm hit, you're going up the hill, someone's falling down the hill.
Yeah, right.
So it is a lot of action, and that does, obviously, it's easier to take it in visually on screen or in a performance.
Right.
When you're seeing those things happen, you can register it more
rather
easily
than in
someone
your
writing a
mind
description. And it can go on for pages and pages and pages, and you have to follow it.
Oh, yeah. Just tell me who won and who lost. I don't care who shot who. No, I do. I want to know which side I'm on or whatever. This was the problem. The Column of Fire is about Mary Tudor. I'm sorry. She's mentioned it has nothing to do with Mary Tudor.
All right, Bob.
Mary Queen of Scots.
Do you want to collect your thoughts and take a break?
Yeah, wait a minute. Mary Queen of Scots and Elizabeth. And so during that book, there was the Spanish Armada.
Yes.
Okay, Guy Fawkes Day. The assassination or the execution of Mary Queen of Scots, the fight between Christians and the Huguenots and Protestants to gain a foothold, the Pope trying to get a hold of Elizabeth and all that sort of stuff.
It's covered a lot of ground there, Bob.
A lot of ground. And the problem was I always had to say, now, which side I'm on now? Am I Catholic or am I Protestant or am I Huguenot? Which character? And they're all, and it fools you because there are some characters that are in one family who are working for the other side. You know, the Catholics said, so there are some traitors, and at any rate.
You got to write your own book of notes just to keep up.
Oh, that's right. But you know what? In the long run, I read a 912-page book, and if you like Ken Follett, worthwhile reading. A Column of Fire, which is in his Kingsbridge series, which starts with Pillars of the Earth, followed by World Without End, and this is the final one, A Column of Fire. And at the end, the guy goes to America. And I have a sense the next 3 Ken Follett books are going to be about pilgrims and all that kind of stuff, from what I know. At any rate, hey, it's 7:19 in the morning. It's going to be a beautiful day today.
Yeah.
60s,
and the fog's gonna burn off.
Oh, terrific. Hey, I'm also reading a book, the biography of Irving Berlin, another songwriter. Irving Berlin's favorite song or favorite songwriter that was his inspiration for writing all the wonderful songs from America the Beautiful to White Christmas. Okay, he wrote 1,500 songs. This was his favorite writer was Stephen Foster. Do you know? Can you name a song by Stephen Foster?
No.
Does that name ring a bell to you at all, Peter?
No.
Stephen Foster, Camptown Racist. Sing the song.
Okay,
that he wrote that.
Okay.
And a lot of other great songs, including Jeannie with the Light Brown Hair. Do you know Jeannie with the Light Brown?
I'm dreaming of a genie with the light brown hair. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to play it just straight, and then I thought, no, that would put people to sleep. I dream of Jeannie with a. So we've got Dave Brubeck doing Irving Berlin's favorite songwriter, Stephen Foster.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore at Westfield State University, right here in the Ely Campus Center. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or friend of the university, it's the place to shop. Everything from Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise to all of your academic needs. Offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Visit the bookstore on campus or online at www.westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut shops of Westfield and the Sardina family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning. It is February 20th, 2018, and counting. We're having book banter with our bookstore diva of the wonderful world of Blue Umbrella. Her name is Jessica Martin. BlueUmbrellaBooks.com, right? Is that how
That is right, yes.
Yeah. Hey, so we were just talking about our marriages, and I noticed you're married to a tattoo artist, am I right? A musician.
He is a musician and artist, yep.
Yeah, tattoo artist. So you have a 13 on your, what finger is that?
That is my left ring finger.
Your left
My
ring.
wedding finger.
Your wedding finger. Wait a minute.
Yes.
In England. No, wait a minute. Where do you, I lost my wedding ring.
Where's your wedding ring,
I lost
Bob?
it. I lost it. I know it was $35. Well, I've lost so many that I've got to go out. I'm going to buy one this week and put it on there. And just
Bob, why don't you have her husband tattoo one on?
How about that?
Oh,
how about we tattoo James right across your finger?
Oh my God, yeah, that's it's like tattooing your girlfriend on your arm or something like this. How many people have done that and then regretted? Your husband really must have loved you because he's got
he
Jessica.
Must have past tense. He just said he must have loved you. He did once.
Because,
I used to love you.
So you put 13.
Yes.
Because you were married on Friday the 13th.
We were married on Friday the 13th, and then the first time that our wedding anniversary fell on a Friday the 13th, again, I got the tattoo to, commemorate the occasion.
Oh, it sounds so dicey. No. So your husband then had Jessica tattooed on his fingers.
He does have my name across his fingers, yes. One letter on each finger and then a heart on the last pinky. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Oh, my God. This is so romantic. And then
that's serious commitment right there.
That is a big commitment.
Really? And so you got married
doesn't go away.
Alone, the two of you with the Justice of the Peace in your house on 13, after you worked on a Friday?
It was just a Friday evening. We came home from work and called the lady up to come over and got hitched.
And then you went to Plymouth.
We had a mini moon, as I like to call it, a little getaway. We went to, see the Mayflower.
So get this. We're twins.
Yep.
Because James and I got married. You got married at 9 o'clock at night. We got married at 9 o'clock in the morning. Just me and you had to have witnesses. Did you have witnesses?
So the Justice of the Peace brought her husband. So technically it was just the four of us.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Happy Daly and Denny Akins were our witnesses, and this wonderful man from West. I can't even remember his name. He's from Isidore. Oh God, I'm not even gonna. Who cares? No, I care, but you don't care. At any rate, we got married at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we went to Salem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds
so
good.
you were in Plymouth. We were in Salem.
Yep. How long have you guys been married?
So we've been married. We got married. How does that? Must be 15 years this year.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And they thought the world was going to end.
I didn't.
Everybody thought the world was going to end.
Bob's getting married. World's going to end.
It didn't end. And we're still reading and everything. I mean, like, we read together. The couple that reads together prays together.
It's very quiet.
Stays together. Yeah,
stays
the couple.
together.
The couple that reads together stays together because they're both reading quietly instead of arguing, right?
Oh, yeah. I had once a boyfriend invite me to his house. He said, I'm inviting you overnight. And I thought, oh, great. He said, no, I'm not inviting you for that. I'm inviting you. I'd like you to come and we're going to read together. And
sounds like a great date to me.
That's what we did. And I did that like for 7 or 8, 10 times. And we go to each other's house and we would read. That's all we did.
Delayed gratification is what that was.
I thought it's the strangest relationship ever. You know,
it's like a homework date.
Yeah, really.
Reading together is great, though, because I know that you and James have very different opinions on books, and you often will read the same books, and then being able to discuss them, I think, is definitely a good. It's a good conversation for people who've been in a relationship for a long time. Something new to talk about. We do that when Sean travels. I try to make him read the same book as me, so that when he's away and
something
he calls, we can talk about, where are you in the book and what's going on. So it's definitely.
And it also is helpful when you forget one character or something, and
what's happening with this? Can you explain the ending to me, because I don't get it?
Oh yeah, I'm reading as Thousands Cheer is the name of the book, The Life of Irving Berlin, as I said before the break. And do you have this? I have a sort of a list in my mind of books that forever, like you said, The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I have always wanted to read The Life of Irving Berlin. Now you know who Irving Berlin is.
Yes.
Right, Peter, you know who Irving Berlin is. Okay. He was born in like 1881 or so. This is a straight-out biography. It's written by a guy named, Lawrence, and his last, Baumgreen or something like that. But if you, as Thousands Cheer, The Life of Irving Berlin, it's a really great book that gives you information not only about Berlin but about the music industry and the beginnings of the music industry in America. And he came over and was in a very poor family living on the Lower East Side. He left his home and his family at 14 and lived in what you see in The Alienist, that TV series, or in the book. There are these homes for homeless boys. And sometimes they're brothels, and sometimes they're not, or whatever. But he didn't. He was living in on the street for homeless boys, and he had to make money. Okay, and so he became a boomer. Do you know what a boomer is?
Do not.
Peter, you have any idea what the word boomer? We can picture what a boomer is. It has something to do with theater and singing and music. A boomer, and it's not a drummer who is actually there's nothing about drums in this. Boom. Okay, so
I don't know. You had two blank looks.
Okay. I'll tell you that.
I'm picturing like a barker, like come on in and see the show.
You're very close to that. You're very close. They hired people, songwriters, to be in the audience when the song is sung on the stage, they would have people in the audience that would start the clapping. And go, yay, or sing along.
Ringers.
So everybody, they're ringers or shills, as
Hecklers.
in the circus they call them shills. Hecklers. But they were paid to. So we started as a boomer.
That sounds like a good job. If you could get money for that.
Yeah, I know. We could try. Then he went from there to being a singing waiter in all of the bars in the Lower East Side, many of which were opium dens and prostitution, et cetera, et cetera. According to the biographer, he stayed clean of all that, and really was a singing waiter. And so he would make up lyrics to songs that were already written. And the lyrics were always kind of like bawdy, et cetera, et cetera. And so sooner or later, he ends up starting to write his own lyrics with other people's. His first song was Marie from Suddy, Italy. You can Google it or YouTube it and hear it. It's a very simple song, like all of the songs in those days. At any rate, he begins to write music. He plays, he learns, he teaches himself, self-taught. Doesn't read music. Irving Berlin never read a note of music. He doesn't know how to write music. He had a transcriber. He learned how to play the piano on the black keys, can only play in the key of F sharp major or something like that. And so he ended up buying a piano that would transpose, you play the black keys, but it would transpose it into any key that you wanted. And that piano is now in the Smithsonian. At any rate, he would... of the day, he would play and write songs with people, but then he realized that if he was going to start to make a lot of money, he needed to write songs with the music as well, because the lyricist wasn't getting as much as the songwriter itself, and also publish the music, etc., the whole schmeal. And interesting, his last job was as a plugger. Do you know what a plugger is?
Don't know what a plugger is.
His job before he began, he was singing waiter, writing songs or writing lyrics. Then he became a plugger of music before he got to Broadway. Song plugger, because the only industry, they didn't have records. The big industry was everybody buying the sheet music for songs. And so he would go into these places and sing the songs. He would in stores and stuff, sort of like what I wanted to do with a department store, where you go into a section like circus, you'd have live entertainment, and he would sing the songs and that, et cetera, et cetera. Incredible. At any rate, he ended up writing 1,500 songs, and I'm going to play you right now one. And at 7:34 in the morning on this day that's going to be beautiful out later on, and tomorrow is going to be very high in the 70s.
Mid 60s again, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be springtime. The thaw has arrived. So we're going to play Blue Skies. But this is Ella Fitzgerald, who's 100 years old this year. Okay? She is the prop singer. She's going to scat. Okay? And Blue Skies from Irving Berlin.
Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Be it in do, but
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning. It is the 20th of February, and we are here with the fan favorite of February. My R's are really, really...
You did that.
Yeah. Ken Stomsky wrote in and wants to make fun of my my inability to pronounce R's unless I think about it. Yes?
February.
Library.
Wee, Bob.
Wee. I am here with Jessica Martin. I can say Martin.
I can say Martin.
He almost did it.
Good morning.
Martin.
Morning.
Jessica Martin, the bookstore diva from Blue Umbrella Books. And we're talking, Jess, about your reading during vacation. You read Killer Angels and that other one. I am in the process of His Thousandth Cheer. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
So the book that I actually brought with me, because I have an appointment later that I know I'm going to have to kill some time at. I also almost finished this book, which is The Girl in the Red Coat by Kate Hamer. And it's just kind of contemporary fiction, mystery, fast-paced, what's going to happen. I only have this many pages left, and I still have no idea who done it or what's possibly going to happen. So
where does it take place?
It takes place in England. So it's an English mystery. And it is about a young child vanishing, and then what happens, how they find her.
I see. Now, okay, so this, and you would rate it? You're going to rate that book for us?
I think that I'm going to. I hesitate to give a rating before I finish, but I'm so close to the end, and I have very much liked it so far. So I'm probably at like a 4 out of 5 stars right now on this one. It's unique because I feel like a lot of contemporary thrillers and mysteries are written for screen or in hopes that they're turned into a movie.
Yeah, exactly
so even when it's kind of, pop, bubblegum fiction, I still enjoy reading anything that's fast-paced and can keep me turning the pages.
Yeah.
Just like you said about Ken Follett before, like it's not a literary masterpiece. It's not going to change your life or have beautiful sentence structure, but it's entertaining, which is most of the time what I'm reading for, to entertain myself.
Well,
there's
this new genre called girl books.
Yes, and this is, look, the
girl in the red coat.
Yep. If you have girl in the title, people will buy your book. Yeah.
So that Stieg Larsson's The Girl with the
Dragon Tattoo,
Dragon Tattoo, etc. He spawned a whole variety.
Yeah, and then you had Gone Girl and Girl on the Train and
Girl in the Window, Girl in the Red Coat,
The Woman in Cabin 10. Yeah, there's all kinds of
Honest
There's
to
all
God.
kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I still read them. I like to be able to talk to people about them when they want to know. Again, when you come into the bookshop, you expect that the people who are working in the bookshop have read every book.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
So we try very hard.
The Girl Gone. I read a quote about Girl Gone and
Gone Girl.
Oh, Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Okay. There is in the New York Times book review every week. They interview an author. You've seen it on what's on his bed shelf, what he liked, what's the worst book he ever wrote, why or read, etc., etc. And what he says is very interesting. He says, I try to avoid thrillers.
Yep.
Especially with the word "girl" in the title or something, but because he said I read "Girl Gone." This was what the book that he was most disappointed. He read "Girl Gone,"
Gone Girl,
Gone Girl, Gone Girl, and then he discovered that the girl wasn't gone. And he went.
Spoiler alert.
And he went. That's what he said. I got that. That's the.
So you haven't read Gone Girl then?
I did read Gone Girl.
You did read it, okay.
and did it again? I read it. It's sort of like a John Grisham that you keep reading and you keep reading and you keep reading, and then it's over with, and then you're done, and that's it. And you go on to something else. I mean, I gotta read something that's going to inform me at the same time as entertain me. I mean, that's Ken Follett's a really kind of good example of that, where you read a book where you're learning something at the same time. Now, it can be a story, but it can also be historical fiction, or maybe it's not historical fiction, but the person that's writing it is giving you some insight. Mm-hmm. I need insight from a book. I like to watch television mysteries because that's where I watch thrillers. I don't, and some of them are based on books, I got to admit, but I prefer, I think, to read something a little bit more substantive.
One of my friends that came on vacation with us only reads for further education. So he strictly says, I don't enjoy it, but he's like, if I have time to read, I'm not going to read something that's just to pass time. I'm going to read something that's going to help me get smarter, learn something. Like he will only read stuff to make him smart. I'm like, how's that book? He's like, it's not that good, but I'm learning something. To me, it's crazy because I would never. I put that book down the second I don't like it. I'm on to the next book. I can't waste my time with something like that.
You won't read a book to its conclusion?
No, I will give a book 100 pages, and this is only really the last few years. I used to stick through with books I didn't like, but someone gave me permission to quit. Like someone said, you don't have to do that, right? And I was like, huh. And I thought about it, and I was like, that's true. If you're 100 pages into a book and you really don't like it, and you're not looking forward to picking it up and reading it again, why are you continuing to read it? Just on to the next.
Oh, this is like me watching. There's this new series called Counterpart. It's actually pretty wonderful. The characters are J.K. Simmons. I don't know if you know these. A great actor.
I love J.K. Simmons.
Well, it's on Netflix, and it's called Counterpart. It might be on. I get confused with Amazon and Netflix, but go on Netflix. It's called Counterpart. And it's takes place in the future, and somehow or other they found a way that we all have a counterpart. It's the shadow side of ourselves.
Yes, of course.
And so he plays both sides of himself, and you can travel back and forth between the dark side and whatever. And like Ken Follett on Counterpart, I'm so confused. I'm always saying to James, is it the good one? Is it the good one, or that's the bad one, or whatever? Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what's happening, and we're six.
But you do
6 episodes into it.
I've seen the.
You can quit.
The promo.
Netflix has had a big thing with alternative universes, or Amazon, Man in the High Castle, things like that.
That's exactly right. This is actually, let's face it, there's some really great stuff. I watched another thing from Netflix called Mosaic, and it stars Sharon Stone. With, I think, a Norwegian actor named Garrett Hedlund. But this is an incredible series that is 6 episodes. Okay. Again, a mystery. And Sharon Stone's in the first 4 or 5 episodes, and then we've got Beau Bridges and some other people in it. But get this. I watched the whole thing, and then, like a novel that you come to the end and you said, that's it?
Yeah.
That was it for me on that show. And so my question to you is, if I watch a show to the very end, regardless of whether I'm enjoying it or not, I should develop your thing and quit before I'm ahead. But what if you like something other than, like the Counterpart takes place in Amsterdam. I love looking at Amsterdam or Germany or someplace over there. I love looking at it. That's the thing.
If you look forward to watching it, if you're saying, okay, we just made dinner and cleaned up and now we're going to sit down and watch a show.
Yeah.
If you're looking forward to putting Counterpart on, then keep watching it. If you're thinking, ugh, we got to finish Counterpart, quit.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's why.
Walk away, Bob.
Yeah. Big Brother, I look forward to.
See?
Counterpart, not so much. But, at any rate. Okay. Hey, we're going to take a break. Guess who's touring? I think he's still touring with the Grateful Dead, Bob Weir.
John Mayer, right?
John Mayer. And it's called Dead and Company.
Mm-hmm.
And, I wonder if they're going to continue touring or not. I love...
It's like the Dead, they'll just keep going until they die again.
Oh, my God. And they're a selected tour. So I'm going to play John Weir, and this is from Watch What Happens Live, that Andy Cohen show. So you're going to hear it because, Grateful Dead songs go on forever, like Bob Plass on his weekly show. So I'm going to play you one of my favorite John Mayer and Bob Weir songs, which is actually a Grateful Dead song, Friend of the Devil.
Will you indulge me in something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tempo or me?
I'll pick the tempo. Okay. How about this?
I'll be back from Reno, trailed about 20 hounds. Didn't get to sleep last night till the morning come around. Said I'm running, but take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. Ran into the devil, babe, and he loaned me 20 bills. Spent the night in Utah in a cave up in the hills. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. Take a little solo, come on. Down the levee, but the devil caught me there. Took my $20 bill and he vanished in the air. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. Thank you, Bob.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Rocky's Ace Hardware. For all your fall cleanup needs, plus you'll experience our legendary helpful service in every department. Rocky's, rock-solid service since 1926.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
He rules the roost on Thursday from 6 till 10. It's Patrick Berry.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning, and it is Westfield on weekends. Wow, it's Tuesday, and February 20th. Everybody's going to be a beautiful day. Tomorrow is going to be a record breaker. Going to be up in the 40s, 50s today, maybe, huh?
65 today is a high.
65. Get out to the beach. Oh, my God, help us. At any rate, we are here with Jessica. Any big thing happening down at the studio?
Actually, tomorrow, Bob. Bob's 71 tomorrow.
71 degrees.
And then
it's going
back
to be
in
a
the
beautiful
40s.
day to go shopping, I suppose.
Then we're back to the 40s.
You're back to the 40s. What you got going in anything big?
So, yes, I'm so glad you asked. So tomorrow we have the Killer Angels book discussion.
Right, great.
At 6 o'clock. Thursday is our regular Stephen King Club. 6 o'clock. We're discussing Gerald's Game. If anybody's read it, it's my scariest book ever, so I'm very excited to discuss.
Ooh.
Yep. And then Saturday, March 3rd, we're very, very excited. At 5 p.m., we have Kate Anderson coming, and she is the one who writes the fiction and nonfiction about the Northampton Hospital. So she's very popular, and she has a brand new book about the Danvers State Hospital, and it's the newest book in the Images of America series. So it's one of those books with all the photographs. And so she's going to be there, and there's always a great turnout for her. And if you have any interest in that asylum
Danvers
history.
Mental Hospital.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. And she does lots of research on that.
Yes, she does great research. She has beautiful photographs.
Yeah.
So
what's the name of this book? Do you know?
This book is just Danvers State Hospital, because it's one of those, the Images of America. They all look the same on the cover.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Very
That sounds
excited about
great.
that. And that's Saturday, March 3rd, starting at 5 p.m.
Wonderful. And you can get all the information at blueumbrellabooks.com.
Correct.
That's right. All right. Hey, everybody, why not another? You got that music keyed up for me there, Mr. Peter Coles, you beautiful fan favorite of February. Hey, everybody, it's time for another version of As Nitwits Match Wits. And we are here in the studio.
Get through it today.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to get through it. The Book Diva is here. Ken Stomsky is here. The Playmate of the Month. I don't know. Is that Kathy Palmer? I don't know. No. Yeah. The Playwright of the Month. That's what I meant to say. The Playmate.
Playmate's pretty fun.
What?
It's more fun.
It's more fun to be a playmate than a playwright. Yeah. And Peter Coles. Okay, we're going to play As Nitwits Match Wits. All right. First question, everybody. What is a good occupation to have if you want to hear gossip about people? The question, and we asked 100 people, what is a good occupation to have if you want to hear gossip about people?
I got one.
Yes.
TMZ employee.
TMZ? Oh, God, yes. Bartender. Oh, yes. Set him up, Joe. Yeah. Jessica?
I'm going to go with bookshop keeper.
Bookshop keeper. Oh, yeah, because when I buy those how-to books about... Yeah, really. Yeah. All right, yes, Ken Stomsky.
I really want to say city councilor, but I'm going to be nice and say hairdresser.
Oh, I was going to go with that. Yeah, I was going to go with that. It's exactly right. Yeah. A barber, I'm going to say, but I'm going to go. So Ken and I will probably win on this one, I think. Right? Let's see what the answer is. Hairdresser. Oh, this was all over the place. Oh my God. So 16 people said hairdresser. Office worker. That's dumb. Medical worker. Gossip. I don't know. Yeah. Bartender and waiter. Okay, is 9 people. News business. The news.
Yeah,
business.
news. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Clergy.
TMZ. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. You want to hear gossip, but you can't talk about it afterward. That's the problem. And lawyer. Oh, yes.
Okay, Jessica won that round.
Good one. Okay, name something that could spring a leak. I'm going to say myself. Kathleen?
A faucet.
A faucet could spring a leak.
A car tire.
A car tire could spring a leak.
A waterbed.
Oh, that's a good one.
Have you ever had a waterbed spring a leak? What do you do?
Kenny.
Kenny, has your waterbed ever sprung a leak? I'm afraid of this.
Eventually, you get a little pinhole.
And so what happens?
You put a repair patch over it.
Oh, okay.
Just like a swimming pool liner.
Oh, okay. Good. So what are you going to say? Name something that could spring a leak.
A pipe.
A pipe. I think the White House presidential corps could spring a leak every now and then. Yeah, all right, okay, all right. My liberal bias comes through. All right. Faucet is number 1 with 35. Pipes is number 2 with 27. Hose is number 3 with 11. Waterbed is 9.
Waterbed made it.
And a boat could
Made
spring
the
a
list.
leak. Of the
You know,
waterbed
Bob,
ma-
that hose could technically be you, right?
Oh.
Oops.
Yes. Yeah. And then the rest is divided amongst other things. I think that who won that round?
Jessica won that one.
Jessica won. All right. Okay.
I won that one.
What do you imagine is the biggest disadvantage of being tall? The biggest disadvantage of being tall.
Headbutting doors.
Headbutting.
I was
doors.
going to say bumping your head.
Yes. Ken.
Riding in cars.
Oh, of course. Sitting in movies because you can't take your head off. And I'm always, if you're tall, the person behind you is, you mind removing your hat, sir? That's my head, not my hat. Red. Kathleen.
I would say clothing.
Oh, big
The other one big one is finding a place to sleep.
The bed. Yes. Okay. Bump head, ceiling. 45. Small cars. Who was that? Cars. 14. Yes, that was Ken. Finding partners. If you're tall, you can't find a partner. Oh, I don't know. If you're 6'2", that sounds pretty good.
I'm
to me.
almost 6 foot, and I've had 4'10" girlfriends. It's no big deal.
No. Clothes and shoes, Kathleen. And then short beds. Yeah, there we are. Is the fifth one. All right. Name something associated with Mark Twain. Name something associated with Mark Twain.
I got one. Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut. Mark Twain House is in Hartford. Yes. Ken Stomsky.
I once saw on a Star Trek episode that he had a mustache.
A mustache. A very bushy mustache.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer, of course.
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn. You've taken a white suit.
Yes,
a white suit.
He wore that white suit on Star Trek, too.
Oh, yeah. Hal Holbrook is 93 years old this week. 93. On it still playing. Huck Finn is number 1.
Nice.
Books are number 2. Why didn't we think of that?
Books.
The Mississippi is number 3. Tom Sawyer is number 4. So Huck Finn came in before Tom Sawyer. And steamboats. Steamboats. Interesting. Because
what does he have to do with that song from Rush?
What is that?
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer, yeah.
I have no idea.
Somebody explain that one to me.
Moving on.
I don't know. Yeah, right. Name a book you go to for answers. Name a book you go to for answers. What is that?
Nowadays.
I'm going to Joy of Sex. Help!
The World Book Encyclopedia.
The World Book Encyclopedia. Yes, Ken. You're looking at me strangely.
Because I don't want this place to catch on fire when I say this.
Yes, I know. I know what you're going to say. It's got to shock you.
The Bible.
I knew it.
Dictionary.
Dictionary.
I would say history books.
History books. Dictionary is number 1. Ooh. 62 people. Encyclopedia is number 2. Bible is number 3. A cookbook is number 2. Number 4, rather, with 2 people. And an almanac is number 2.
No joy for your sex, Bob.
No one cares. No one cares. Finally, this is a good one for the final answer. Name something that has an ending. Name something that has an ending.
In stereo.
I'm going to go ahead and say a book.
A book. Something that has an ending.
A movie.
A movie.
Song.
A relationship.
That's a good one.
Wow. Or if you go to the Joy of Sex, you could never mind. That has a happy ending, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Whatever. Terrible. Storybook, number 1. A story or a book. That's actually, Jessica, you won that. Movie is movies have, Life has an ending. We don't all think of that. A road has an ending. A sentence has an ending. And this game has an ending. Yes, and Jessica, you are the winner of As Nitwits Match Wits. You go to Ludlow for a weekend. Yeah, champion. Yes, there we are. Hey, everybody, we've had a great time. It is 8:02, 8:03, and we've gone a little over. I did pretty well today. Yeah, I am okay. Ken is giving me the okay. Hey, the New York Times had a great article about this up-and-coming alternative music person. And I listened to some of her stuff. It's really pretty good. Her name is Lucy Dacus, Dacas. Have you ever heard of her?
Not yet.
Well, she's got this big spread in the Sunday edition of the New York Times, so everybody's going to know who this woman is. And her big hit, or the big song that people are listening to, is I Don't Want to Be Funny Anymore. I don't want to be funny anymore. I do want to be funny. I do want to be funny.
Then this is not your theme song.
This is not my theme song. So we're going to listen to this. Get out there and volunteer, everyone. See you next month, Jessica. BlueUmbrellaBooks.com.
You got it.
Okay. And Kathleen, have a great show with Ken today. And Peter, always my fan favorite in February.
Lucy.
Yes, Jacob.
What do you think the world's smallest conflict is?
You take a walk around the block and I'll get back to you.
I don't wanna be funny anymore.
Given any thought to my question?
Underwriting for community radio on WS.